welcome to Newsmakers. I'm your host, Nancy Liss. Today we're going to talk about the economic state of Kansas. We're here today in the Royals Hall of Fame with Kansas State Representative Mike Kiegerl. Thank you for being here with us. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Kansas. I know that there is a sense that there aren't enough tax dollars coming in, and that the state is in a sense of distress economically, and you say that's not true.
Well, I'm not saying it's not true. It's just simply that it's an overreaction, and it's based on a misunderstanding of the budget process. Think of it, every 2 years, a bunch of experts get together and form a consensus. It's called the consensus estimate, and they figure out how much money we need for the state for the 2 years and how much tax revenue is expected. And it's a good guess, but they're never right, because there are too many economic variables that play a role. For example, who would have thought that gasoline prices, go from $4 to $2? So many times we come in over budget. We get more money than we need, and often we do get less. And this year we have $200 million shortfall.
Right.
And in a budget of $16.2 billion, for those who are not mathematically up to date, this is 16,200 million. 200 million sounds a lot of money, but it is really a small amount of shortfall. So what we do when this happens, we look at where can we find some money that's ready-made. It's usually for a short time period, because we can't have a budget that is not balanced. And so we look around and we find money sitting in DOT, which always has been our bank of last resort, in other areas, and we sweep those funds for the time being and balance the budget and go on down the road. Our alternate to that would be raising taxes. Once you raise taxes, easy to do, but then the tax is there and it never goes away. We are simply then burdening the taxpayers of Kansas. So let's just take a look at what happened as a consequence of the change in our fiscal policy. We are going away from taxing investment and income to taxing consumption. And as an economist, I can say this is actually the best thing that can happen to the state. And so far, since 2011, the consequences have been that we've created 80,000 new jobs, 1,000 new jobs in the private sector a month for 54 consecutive months. We have 18,000 new companies coming into the state or being formed in the state. We have no unemployment. Economists consider 4% full employment, and in Johnson County, with 2.9%, we actually have a labor shortage. So I cannot see where I read in the paper sometimes the sky is falling and we're in distress and we're going broke. It's just not true.
Are you convinced that the tax breaks and cuts that were built in the budget were a good idea?
Yes, absolutely. If you look at how we measure our wealth, gross domestic product, it's consumption, government spending, investment, and export minus import. And consumption is the first letter, and it's 68% of what makes our wealth. So when you take money out of the pocket of the working people, or money from small companies that create business, you're giving them more opportunity to consume, to spend. And so, in the long run, this is going to be exactly the program we need for the state. And compared to the surrounding states, we are the most competitive economically. We have the lowest taxes, and we have a business environment which is actually favorable.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you
That's
for being
already.
here. That's
No,
it
no
already.
more,
Too
no
quick,
more
I know.
gammon,
Thank you for being here. We hope to see you next time on Newsmakers.